A quiet seaside town lies still under a pale afternoon sky. By an old wooden window, a young woman named Elara sits silently, surrounded by dozens of unsealed letters. Each envelope bears the same name, Aidan. The sunset light glows faintly on her tired face, reflecting a grief that never left her eyes. The ticking clock fills the silence. The wind outside carries salt and the sound of gentle waves. Elara's trembling hand writes a few short lines before pausing. She gazes out at the distant ocean glowing soft red. Her voice whispers like wind. They say the sea carries messages farther than any road. Maybe if I send one more letter, you'll hear me. She folds the paper carefully, placing it inside a dusty wooden box labeled "To Send." Everything in the room is still, except her eyes, quietly waiting for something she knows will never return. Suddenly, rain pours down. The wind howls through the cracks, scattering letters across the room. The small candle flickers out, leaving only flashes of lightning through the window. Elara leaps up, trying to catch the flying papers. One thin envelope escapes her grasp, spinning wildly before slipping out into the storm. She hesitates for only a second, then runs after it. Thunder roars. Rain drenches her face and hair. Barefoot, she runs through the slick streets toward the shore. A flash of lightning reveals the envelope glimmering on the water. Before it sinks beneath the waves, Elara drops to her knees in the wet sand, hands clenched. The sea screams with the wind, echoing her own pain. In that moment, the wall she'd built around her heart collapses. For the first time, she sobs openly, letting the storm wash away her tears and all the words she never said. Amid the rain, Elara closes her eyes, and memories flood back. Once this beach was filled with laughter. Aidan, with his bright eyes and kind smile, taught her how to make paper kites. If it flies high, he'd said, your wish will touch the stars. Her cheeks glowed pink under the sea breeze. The scene shimmered, then shattered into chaos. Sirens, lights, screaming. The accident that took him away forever. Elara opens her eyes. In her hand is a soaked letter, the ink bleeding into rain. I never got to say goodbye, she whispers. Her tears mix with the storm. She realizes she's been writing all these letters not to send them, but to keep him alive inside her, trapped in the cage of memory, a memory slowly fading with time, just like the letters dissolving in her hand. That night, Elara returns home, shivering from the cold. She lights the candle again. Its flame trembles, casting her shadow across the wall. The scattered letters remain on the table. She picks up a blank sheet, ready to write another letter to Aidan, then stops. Slowly, she writes 2 words at the top. Dear Elara. For the first time, she writes to herself. Her pen moves gently, her words honest. I thought if I kept these letters, you'd stay. But maybe love isn't about holding on. Maybe it's about letting go, while keeping the warmth it left behind. Her voice cracks, then softens into a faint smile. The candlelight warms her face. A soft breeze flutters the curtain. Carrying the scent of the sea, Elara folds the letter, places it on her chest, and closes her eyes. A chapter is ready to end. Morning arrives. Golden sunlight filters through the window, painting the room in gentle light. Elara steps onto the beach, holding a paper kite, the kind Aidan once taught her to make. She ties her final letter to it, her hands trembling slightly, but her gaze calm. The sea hums quietly. The wind rises. She lifts the kite, letting it catch the breeze. It soars, swaying higher and higher against the clear blue sky. Each step she takes on the sand feels lighter. When the kite vanishes into the clouds, she whispers softly, Go, this time, go where you truly belong. A smile spreads across her face. The first in years. Peace seeps into her chest, as if the sea itself is whispering, "You are ready to live again." Evening falls. The sea mirrors the warm pink sky. Elara sits on the familiar rock where she once wrote her first letter. In her hand remains only a tangled piece of kite string. She gazes at the horizon calm and still. The kite is long gone, yet she feels Aidan near, not in sorrow, but in serenity. The waves murmur softly, blending with the breeze like distant whispers. Voice over, some letters are never sent, yet somehow they always find their way home. A gentle wind blows, carrying salt and the music of the sea. Elara closes her eyes, breathes deeply, and stands. Her footprints fade behind her as she walks toward the sunset. A faint smile lingering on her lips. The final image, a glowing sky and high above, a small kite shimmering between the clouds like the soul of love itself. Free, peaceful, eternal.